Another area that you're always at the forefront is kind of I guess the substances. Kind of what are you working on this year in kind of the illegal substance space, and kind of why is this an area that interests you?
Yeah, I mean, drug policy and addiction treatment is always a high priority for me. It's a huge problem in society. I mean, in San Francisco, but everywhere, increased addiction around meth and heroin, fentanyl. And, the war on drugs has been a complete failure. The idea that you can just mass arrest and lock people up for using drugs and people are going to stop using is false. People, just as many or more people are using drugs now as when the war on drugs started 50 years ago. We still have a lot of addiction, a lot of overdoses and deaths. Mm-hmm. And so we need to move away from a punitive incarceration model to try to address drug use and addiction and overdoses and view this for what it is, a health issue. And so, yes, we're trying on a criminal justice front to, push forward the notion that we should be not arresting people for using drugs. So we have legislation this year to decriminalize the possession and use of psychedelic drugs as a step towards drug decriminalization. But we also are trying to come up with new models of how do we help people get treatment and treat it as a health issue. So legislation to legalize safe consumption sites in California, which have been legal in other countries for many years, that end up, helping people get into recovery and be healthier. Legislation to expand treatment options for people who are addicted to meth. Our contingency management bill, giving people financial incentives to stay sober and get off of meth. So yeah, we're just trying different approaches from a health perspective for drug use, addiction, and overdoses instead of the failed incarceration arrest model.
Right. And I guess politically, how is this advancing, and how are, I guess, the other members kind of taking this?
We're getting reasonable support. I mean, our psychedelics bill has passed the Senate and has passed 2 policy committees in the Assembly. It's, they've been tough votes. They're not landslides, but we're moving it forward. Our safe consumption site bill passed the Senate, and it got made a 2-year bill in the Assembly, but I think we'll be able to move it forward next year. Our meth contingency management bill got unanimous bipartisan support in the Senate, and it's been getting the same in the Assembly so far. So, I think we're making good progress.